Here it is, the new Renault Rafale. And no, it's not a jet, it's actually quite a sizable sort of SUV. Let me unlock it for you, because it locked itself. It's got massive tires. It's got a beautiful blue color. I really enjoy that. And I kind of like the front. Looks interesting. And you can see the front mask has this effect of, well, it's a 3D effect, where the blue is underneath and the black plastic is up in front. It's also got matrix headlights. It's got daylight running LEDs, of course, LED blinkers. Like I said before, it's got massive tires, 245, 45/20. It also has the 4Control system, so it's a lot more agile than it looks. And if we go around the back, it's got a pretty snazzy rear brake lights assembly. This is an E-Tech car, and you would think that it would have a pretty big engine, you know, because it's like a bit of a BMW X6 type of car. But no, it's a 1.2 liter engine. And because it's a E-Tech, that means it has, well, an electric motor as well. And about 200 horsepower total. Let's look inside the car now. And of course it's warning me that I have my parking lights on, or position lights. There we go, there's the dashboard, which unfortunately does not appear to have any sort of tachometers anymore, or anything much. Now it's all just very, you know, snazzy and modern. And if I turn it on, actually, you will see that this is essentially what you get. Even the speedometer over there, even though it looks kind of cool, is now sort of cut off. So you never see the entire number all the time. I'm pretty sure you can change that, but I haven't played around enough with it yet. But it's just like, you know, just can you give me a regular view with the instruments? Would be nice. So over here we have the shifter stock, so there's nothing on the center console. The steering wheel, I do have to say, if we look at this, is excellent. I really like it. It's kind of thicker. It would be nice if it was a little softer perhaps on the touch, but these buttons, they are pretty nice mechanically. I like them. You've got the multi-sense here to select your drive mode. And you've got a big infotainment screen with very nice graphics, I do have to say. And it's got a bunch of assist systems, as you can see over here. But one in particular, which is the lane keeping system, is not my favorite. I even turned it off, so I don't know why it's turning back on. But there's been a couple of times now where it's actually been more dangerous because of it. Because it just wants to keep you back in the lane, even though you have to get around something. I have my cable here because I'm charging my phone. I could do it wirelessly, which allows you to do here, but unfortunately it's extremely finicky. There's no MagSafe magnet there, so it's extremely finicky where you put it and when it's going to start charging, and it also has no cooling, so it gets extremely hot. But it is nice that you have this movement action here, so you can move this forward and access this compartment down here. We also have some more storage space here. Come on. There we go. Not an amazing amount, but it's actually not bad. The seats are fairly comfy. They're heated. And over here in the glove compartment, it's reasonably sized. Not the biggest one I've seen. The Rear view visibility is, well, yeah, I think we're getting to the point where it's actually going to require permanent rear view cameras because there's basically nothing you can see there. The head-up display is very nice, in fact. It's very clear, very sharp, very bright, and it gives you a lot of nice information. Let me actually zoom that in for you. Oh, now it just shut off. Great. Thanks for that. Let's bring that back on. Come on, there you go. So you see that, it's pretty nice. I do have a complaint though. You have Harman Kardon speakers over here. They sound pretty nice. Are you going to, yeah, there you go, focus on that. But what I'm concerned about is that this car is over 25,000 euros. It starts at over 25,000. However, this console over here, you hear that, right? It's like there's a lot of creaking going on. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be for a car of this price range. The R-Link infotainment screen also comes with Google. So you can actually use it a bit like your phone, and that includes voice. For example, hey Google, show me the navigation.
Where do you want to go?
Ljubljana.
Navigating to Ljubljana.
There you go. So you can do it all hands-free. It's pretty nice. The trunk is actually quite big, which is good. Of course, makes it more practical. It also lifts the back shelf. And yeah, there's a fair bit of space. I could definitely lie down here in sort of a fetal position. You've also got your spare wheel down here. That's a space saver. And you've got extra space for things. You've got some tools. You've got some extra space on the right. So not bad. What about the back seats? Let's check that out. So if I sit here at the back, this is my driving position. I'm about 5'10", 5'11"-ish. So 178 centimeters, and yeah, there's a lot of space here. Look at that. There's massive amounts of space. This would be very, very comfortable on a longer drive. Very comfortable. Also the back seats, even though I cannot quite test them because I have to actually drive the car, but sitting in them right now, they're good. One of the nicest things about the Renault E-Tech models, which means that they have an electric motor and a petrol or gas engine to provide power, both electricity for the electric motor and the battery, as well as extra power for the drive system, is the fact that because of how it works, it's essentially like an electric car with a little bit of a help of the gas engine when it's required. So right now, for example, because I still have about 50% of the electric battery capacity left, or that it's about 50-40% charged. It's a very small battery, so you don't get a lot out of it, but it's enough for drives like these, where you just drive very slowly or within cities, and it's great because of course it's very quiet and it's very refined. And because the E-Tech system doesn't really have a clutch, and mostly it uses the electric motor for driving, unless of course it requires more power when the gas or petrol engine also kicks in, there's no juddering, there's no gear changes, and it's really nice. This is a perfect example of why I love electric cars and cars with electric motors that are powerful enough to really offer some braking. Like this, for example, I'm going downhill now, and it's reasonably steep, and I have to actually press the gas pedal because otherwise I have too much recuperation on. You can set that with the flappy paddle over here on the steering wheel. And not only are you braking, you're also saving the actual mechanical brakes, and you are putting more energy into the battery. So it's just good stuff all around. So what is the fuel consumption? That's what we're interested in. Well, I've been doing a fair bit of traffic jams in a big city, and I've also been doing a reasonable amount of highway driving at around 130 to 140, but I've tried to be fairly economical. I wasn't incredibly careful, but I tried to be economical in my driving. And right now the fuel consumption, the average fuel consumption is 5.4 liters per 100 kilometers. So you might say, what's the point then? That's really nothing special. But you have to remember that this is a larger car, and it also has a fair bit of power when you need it because of the electric motor. So if you press it, it's gonna go. It's not a racer, of course, but it's gonna go. So all of that combined with the niceties or niceness of the electric motor and recuperation braking, this is still very nice. 5.4. I mean, that's great. But I think most of all what I would say with this E-Tech drive system is the fact that it's very nice to drive. Like I said, because it's electric, there's no gear changes, there's no juddering, it's very smooth, and it's just really nice to drive. That's the gist of it. The whole package is quite nice. I know I've complained about the doors and maybe a couple things here and there that I'm not a huge fan of, especially the lane assist system. It's sort of calmed down now, but on country roads it really doesn't know what to do, and it's gotten me into a little bit of a pickle a couple of times, so I've decided to just keep turning it off, but it keeps turning itself back on. Anyway, I think this is a very, very nice car, and it looks good, and it's just, I think Renault did something good here, something proper.